Hey, what's up? This is John Singleton.
Boy, Afion Crockett.
This is Lala Anthony.
Stephen Caple Jr.
You kicking it with Ty.
Yo, you already know who it is. Mr. OD Boy himself, Tyrone Blasingame. And we are at Ethic Clothing Store at 7600 Melrose Ave. And I'm chilling with my guy, the greatest salesman ever, Mr. Kenny Brooks, man. Thank you for coming to kick it with me, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, so tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. Like, tell them about, like, where you came from and all that. Like, tell them.
Right. Oh, first of all, my name is Kenny Brooks. My brand, I'm a door-to-door comedian. I go by Funny Salesman. And I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I basically grew up there. I started doing sales, like, when I was, like, 12 years old. And then I started sales basically like on an accident because I just got like a paper route job because I had grew like 5 or 6 inches because like right now I'm 6'4", but
Okay.
like around the age of 12 I had grew like 5 or 6 inches. I was like 5'11", and I started playing basketball, you know, because like coming from, you know, the environment that I was in, that kept me like focused so I wouldn't get in trouble, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I remember coming home from school, like it was like basketball tryouts in middle school, and I asked my mom because she could give me some like shoes to like play basketball.
Yeah.
And I remember she was like she couldn't afford them, so right then and there I went to school with like some slip and slide trick daddy shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Take it to the house. We got that fire. Take it to the house. Slip and slide. Take it to the house. Take it to the house.
I was sliding across the court and everything. I was humiliated and everything, and I was like, man, I don't never want to feel like this again. So I ended up seeing like a pole, you know, the telephone pole. They had like the little stamped papers. So I called a number. It was a paper route. So I called the number. My goal was basically like to like work at the school like for 2 days, like save up like $40-$50, give me like some cheap basketball shoes.
Right.
So the first day I went out, I ended up knocking on this one guy door, cause like you know how they had the wagons and stuff.
Yeah.
So we knocked on the door. And we threw the paper up there and walked off. We like little kids. It was me and like my coworker. Yeah. And he came out tripping, like cussing us out. And so my coworker looked at me like he just looked at me like I was supposed to say something. Yeah. Then right then and there, I forgot the lines because it was like years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but I know I said something like, if 2 of the kids was playing, one broke the glass, you want to spank both of them, right? And he was like, no. I was like, well, you shouldn't spank us. Let me just call my manager. I'm sorry about the bad performance. And next thing I know, he ended up like buying a whole year subscription.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it was crazy. Like, and it reminded me of that movie Blue Streak. I don't know if you remember that with Martin Lawrence.
Oh, yo, like, that's one of my favorite joints.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yo, Blue
but
Streak
the one
joint.
clip with like Martin Lawrence, like he like the his partner. Remember, he came in bragging like, you should have seen what he did. You know what I'm saying? That's how the little kid went in there telling the manager like, you should have seen. I thought we was about to get beat up and everything. He just handled the situation. So they moved me up to like a salesperson. You know what I'm saying? So.
Wow. From
there, it was like camera action. Like,
so you moved up to a salesperson at 12.
Yeah, so that's when I first really got into sales. Like, so but what was crazy is that I had personality like from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother, my whole family, like they used to always say like, you should be a comedian, because I used to have everybody cracking up. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is that like when I got into sales at 12, they gave me like this speech to read. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And at the time I started stuttering like Ruben, so I was like, I ain't even about to, because you know what I'm saying, I wasn't about to read it because it was like I'm working towards like, I forgot the whole spiel. Like it was something about working towards a college education and everything. So I just started using jokes, you know what I'm saying, and getting people to sign up, and they was buying. And then next thing I know, I was damn near making more money than my mom, you know what I'm saying, at the age of 12. So it became like an ongoing thing, you know what I'm saying? I did it. I did that, and then to like 12 to 14, and then that's when I really like around 14 and 15. That's when I really got serious into basketball, because I grew like another 2-3 inches. I was like 6'2", 6'3". So I got out of sales, and then I got back into it when I was like 19 or 20. That's when I went out of town, like the traveling sales job, and then that's when I went viral.
We're gonna talk about that. We definitely gonna talk about that. So you went from basketball to sales. So when did you realize that you, like you said, when you was younger, but when did you realize that, like, yo, I'm actually funny?
That's what I'm saying. Like, as a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, like, that's one thing, like, as a kid, yo, imagination be crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, just coming up with ideas. That's why, like, I grew up listening to like Dave Chappelle show, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then I used to always listen to Lil Wayne. So I think like that's what really like how like Dave Chappelle was just his character was just funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just wanted to be like a funny guy, you know what I'm saying? I just
Right.
always wanted to stand out. And then listening to Lil Wayne, how he put the words together and the metaphors, that's
right.
what like that's how my jokes came, like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So that was like my inspiration.
Like you had a little, recipe.
Exactly. So like I just kept going. So what really got me into sales really is like, I knew when I was like 12 years old, like it wasn't no selling over your income, but I wasn't really into sales. I wasn't really serious because I only did it really to pay, like I said, get some shoes, you know what I'm saying? But when I was grown, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing, like, my mentor told me, like, he said, it ain't your fault if you was born poor, but if you over the age of 18 and you die poor, you got something to do with that, you know what I'm saying? So I remember my mother put me out at, like, the age of 19, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, my grandmother passed away, then I had dropped out of high school, like, my senior year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to do something, you know what I mean? So when she kicked me out, that's when me and my brother, we went to this traveling sales job, you know what I'm saying? We was going state to state.
Okay.
And then that's when I was like, I got to do something with my life, you know what I mean? And then when I got into sales, it was crazy. It like, I just took it serious.
Yeah.
Once I took it serious and started reading a lot of books, it was over with. From there, it was history after that.
Okay, definitely. Bet. So now, I know you said that you realized you was funny at younger, but when did you say, you know what, I want to start doing stand-up comedy?
That's exactly how I went, like when I was like 19 or 20.
Okay.
Cause like my short-term goal when I got into sales at like 19 was just to make some money, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just to like go back to probably Detroit and like help my mom and them out, you know what I'm saying? To show that I'm doing something with my life.
Facts.
But then when I started going door to door and I noticed like 80% of my customers was buying just for jokes strictly, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, they'd just come like, just off of approach and like introduction, they don't even know what I'm selling, they just ready to buy, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's when I was like, you know, I really got a gift. Because I had a gift for gabler, because conversation rule the nation. But I had personality that people, like, you know what I'm saying? I was beating the majority of the salespeople. Here it is, like I'm a rookie, like a new man, and I'm beating experienced people that have been in sales like 10 plus years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they trying to find out the recipe what I'm doing. So they start having me hold meetings. They moved me to like general manager like the age of 21, 22, but I didn't go viral till like 23, you know what I'm saying? But I was putting in work. I was reading books. I had like 10 notebooks full of jokes. I was studying my craft, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And then my goal was to make money to move to California and go to acting school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got to really get into, if I really want to be a comedian, I really got to, you know what I'm saying, get involved. I got to study my craft. I got to study these comedians, you know what I'm saying, see how they do it, you know what I mean? So that's what really, I took it serious around that age, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so listen, I want to tell everybody, listen, you see how he did it? He had a plan and he worked towards it, because right now, we are in Los Angeles, and you was doing movies and all that, but we're going to talk about that later too, but I just wanted to let y'all guys know that he planned it, he wrote it down, he studied it, and you know what I mean, he's manifesting right now. For sure. But so doing door to door, right? Just like you said when you was younger, you said the guy came out and he was snapping, he was going crazy.
Right.
I know you run into a lot of interesting people.
Of course.
All types of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because my brother, I told you my brother does door to door, and he tell me some stories like how people just like crazy. So tell us like some of the stories that you remember that was like a crazy story, like a weird story that.
Well, I'll give you two of them.
It's,
it's gonna be super short, number one, I'm developing this show. I've been like working on it for like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's called Door to Door Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I did door to door for like 10 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Like when I took it serious from like 19, I did it for like 10 plus years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's crazy is that I got like 10 episodes of like my life and journey of going door to door, because I made it fun. What happened to me, like I got one episode called Indian Kidnapping. Because I got kidnapped by some, like, before I even went viral, I got kidnapped by some Indians, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, but I'm going to get into that later on.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I got kidnapped by Indians, and then I sold Jamie Foxx, and then that's how I got on YouTube. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But before then, I remember I got one episode called The N-Word. You know what I'm saying? Because we was working like Coeur d'Alene's, Idaho. You know what I'm saying? And they got like KKK compound. That's when I came up with the joke like, don't shoot, I'm just a KKK. They like, huh? Yeah, the cool color kid. I just came up with a joke. You know what I'm saying? And then they start laughing. But what's crazy is that the first door I knocked on, I remember like yesterday, this dude came out super rude. You know what I'm saying? He was like, get off my porch, nigga. I said, what that nigga? He owed me $5. He said, I laughed, right? And he ended up buying a bottle, right? But the craziest thing is that he didn't shake my hand, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He really bought strictly for the product, you know what I'm saying? Right. Because, like, that's one thing I learned in sales is, like, techniques, you know what I'm saying? How to read a customer, you know what I'm saying? Buying signals, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I learned, like, the difference between a rejection and objection. I learned that if they reject you, it's like a girl, you know what I'm saying, turning you down. You still got an opportunity at the next door. Right. Then the difference between a rejection and objection is if they just come to the door and give you, you know what I'm saying, a rebuttal, you got to have a comeback. Right. So I noticed when he called me out my name and I came back with a funny, because I'm thinking, like, if I was in Detroit and somebody would have called me that, my whole demeanor and attitude would have changed. Fact. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't where you from, it's where you at. I knew where I was at, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my perception was my reality, so I just faked it till I make it. I act like it just went right over my head, you know what I'm saying? Because I still had the personality. But the craziest thing is that I started demonstrating a product, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this nigger juice. Like, he said it. I swear, look, he said it. Just, I wrote the whole episode. I made it funny because, like, the times that we dealing with right now, like with racism and, like, you know what I mean, like you know, the Black Lives Matters and you know, the police brutality and everything. I'm like a example. I've been through it, you know what I'm saying? But I turned a negative to a positive. You see what I'm saying? So for those that's out there that's going through anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just overcame obstacles, but I made it fun. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. So I'm looking at, like, I got a story that USA Today will love. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact that not only did he call me out my name, and then he said that he'd buy the product, but he said, I'm gonna buy your nigga juice. He was like, what I want you to do though, he was like, go next door. He was like, leave my product on a sidewalk, go knock on my neighbor door. I'm gonna go get the product and I'm gonna leave you $40 on the curb. That's exactly how he bought. He didn't shake my hand and none of that. You know what I mean? Dang, so that was one of my stories, you know what I'm saying? But it was interesting because I'm looking at, like, just imagine, like, going door to door in the 40s and 50s, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When they had segregation and everything, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I learned going door to door is, like, tough times don't last, tough people do, you know what I mean? So I was just stronger than the Holy Ghost because, like I said, I read a lot of books and I was self-motivated, and I read a lot of things that control my mind because I knew going door to door, 90% of it was mental. 10% was the physical part, just walking and talking, you know what I mean? Yeah. And once I get through off my square, I want to go be able to have a great productive day, you know what I'm saying? Right. So that was one of my stories, which was the N-word. Then I had another story called suicide. And I feel like this was like one of my favorite stories out of my whole journey because of the simple fact. Number one, you never know what's behind that door when you're knocking on it. And number two, you never know what someone going through. You know what I'm saying? And I know as an uninvited guest going door to door, popping unexpected like a premature baby, trying to get somebody to buy your product, they got a life just like you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So just imagine, like, cause it's like everything happened for a reason. And I'm big on like beyond the secret and the secret, you know what I'm saying? The law of success and the law of average, you know what I'm saying? The universe, you know what I'm saying? However you think, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? Right. Just about putting in positivity in the world. So to make a long story short, this episode was called Suicide, right? Right. So, like I said, we traveled state to state. I done been in, like, almost every state going door to door. Like I said, I did it for 10 plus years. But anyway, to make a long story short, we was in Medford, Oregon, right? And it rains a lot. And, like, some of the salespeople, they be demotivated when it rains because they got to knock on doors in the rain. You see what I'm saying? But at the time, I had, like, 2-3 kids. And they like eating, I like feeding them. So that was my inspiration and motivation. I couldn't just, super you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I couldn't give up. But I got 6 now. But it's at the time, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. I moved up like Georgia Weezy, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, to make a long story short. So here it is. We knocking in the rain, right? And I get to this one lady door. She come out super tripping, you know what I'm saying? Negative than a neutron bomb, you know what I'm saying? And she like, get off my property, whatever you selling, I don't want it. And I was like, all right, well, Jesus didn't sell everybody. We'll see you around like a donut. I said, I remember like yesterday, those exact lines, because I know one thing, like, whenever they be rude, I still be positive, you know what I mean? Right. And that's how I was able to beat a lot of salespeople, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll get negative real quick, like Lamborghini fast. And I just hanging there like shingles and drywall and keep the push, you know what I'm saying? And so what's crazy is that when I knocked on her door and I said that, not only did she close the door, but she came back outside. She was like, "What did you say?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't come to make you mad. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just walked the country mile to make you smile. We gonna catch you next time when you positive." And then like a tear dropped her eye. She had a smile on her face, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what? I apologize for being rude to you. It's just today is not my day. I just lost my son in a car accident, right?
Wow.
So I'm like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Moment of silence. And then we just start praying, right?
Yeah.
So right after that, she was like, you know what? I like you. You out here working in the rain. Come in. You want some water? So I step in her house, right? And out the rain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I step in her house, she like, so what you out here selling? So I get back in the sales mode. I was like, I thought you never exit clean any and everything said bad credit. So now I'm demoing and stuff. As I'm demoing, I see this 38 special on her table. And I'm like, I just stopped immediately. Like, oh, don't shoot. I'm just a good guy. You know what I mean? I just stopped like trying to sell her because I seen the gun. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And she was like, no. She was like, no. She was like, you completely safe. She was like, let me tell you something. She was like, everything happened for a reason. Wow. She was like, before you knocked on my door, I was about to commit suicide. Wow. She was like, you just so happen to brighten my day. So she was like, so I'm going to buy your product. I promise you, true story.
Like, how did that feel when she said that? Like,
when she said that, I just had like chills in my body. I couldn't believe I was shaking like a stripper. I couldn't even believe I was nervous. Like I was like I couldn't even react as a salesperson. I couldn't even believe that she still bought. You know what I mean?
Right,
like, because I wasn't even in sales mode.
No more.
I was like in a I was uncomfortable, but she made me kind of comfortable when she said that. Because I'm like, dang, you never know what someone's going through.
Exactly.
If you put your problems on the table and somebody put their problems on the table, you'll pick yours up. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, that's crazy. But yeah.
That's fact. Yo, that's crazy, yo. So first of all, I want to say sorry that you had to go through that with the other guy.
Right.
But you still got to sell.
right.
But then you have bad moments and then you have great moments like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hear you always quoting a lot of like stuff that you said you read a lot of books and things like that. So can you tell some of the people some of your favorite books that help you with like being a salesman?
I got a lot of them. Like my first sales book when I got into sales, like that really like woke me up was like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich.
Okay, yeah.
So that's like one of my favorites because that actually trained me on like having a purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then like my second book that really like elevated my thinking was Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends, Influence People.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite quotes out of that book, he said, if you want to gather the honey, don't kick over the beehive. Yeah. And I used to train like plenty of salespeople, and I used to tell them like, how you want to win, but you negative, you know what I mean? Yeah. Your outlook on your sales job is negative, you know what I'm saying? Right. You always have stinking thinking like, oh, I ain't gonna get no sale, these people racist, they rude, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's the price you pay for the life you chose. So I feel like those two books like really like molded me into the person I am today. Okay. And then after that, I just started reading, doing my research, working on myself, you know what I mean? Because they said if you want to have something from a dummy, put it in a book, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm way beyond that, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's coming from someone that grew up in Detroit, Michigan, you know what I mean? I'm like, if I was still in Detroit, I don't know where I'd be at right now, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the sales job kind of saved me, you see what I'm saying? But it's a lot of books, the list going on and on, you know what I mean? Like Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. I read a lot of Tony Robbins' book, Awaken a Giant Within, Unlimited Powers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like Tony Robbins.
Yeah, The Magic of Thinking Big. It's just, the list go on, you know what I mean? The Seed of the Soul, The Alchemist. I was reading like a whole bunch of books.
Okay, definitely, man. Listen, I actually bought the How to Win Friends and Influence People because I seen one of your interviews before, and when you said that, I looked it right up, and I bought it, like, you know what I'm saying? For sure. So thank you for that. First of all, thank you. Sure. So anybody that's trying to...
and one last book.
Go ahead.
It's by Og Mandingo. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World.
Yo, that is one of my favorite books.
That's one of my favorite books.
That's one of my favorite books, too.
Because I used to always read the scrolls, and the scrolls did something to me. It's like when I read, I get the chills. It's like I'd be like spiritually like on another level, you know what I'm saying, mentally, you know what I'm saying, like that book really did something to me, you know what I'm saying, because like one of the scrolls is like, I persist till I succeed, and today I greet this day with love in my heart, you know what I'm saying, and then that's how I used to come to everybody's door, and that's what really brought my personality out, because I was like, number one, I'm gonna shake a hand, meet a friend. I'm not even going to the door like with dollar signs in my eyes. I'm going to the door, you know what I'm saying? And that's what was like one of my favorite jokes. When they be like, I used to say, you don't gotta buy nothing because I ain't come for no money. That's why I ain't show up with a ski mask armored truck. You know what I mean? I was letting them know like I'm just here trying to be your friend. Right. You know what I'm saying? Either you buying or you lying, and I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Because I know one thing that I ain't about to sell everybody. Henry Ford didn't sell everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got Porsches, Jags. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I mean? So I know I ain't gonna sell everybody. You know what I mean? So that's So, but that's another one. I had to quote that book because that was one of them.
So now that you said that, I've heard them. They be like, you read want the same scroll for like 30 days or 21 days or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you really do that? Like the same?
It was crazy. I heard Jay-Z in an interview. He said you got to read it 17 times.
Okay.
Like to get it embedded. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it's the difference between reading and comprehending. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
So like I took reading serious. I started getting dictionary thesaurus. I was looking up words. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because like the dumbest question is the one you don't ask. And I remember like my mentor used to say in meetings, he was like, if you run into a word and you don't understand that word, when you run into that word again, you just gonna be as dumb as you was the first time for not looking it up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I ain't
for
never
sure.
want to go through that. So I used to always like do my research and read, and then I used to study these words. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I just took it serious. I used to look up words. You know what I mean? It was crazy, and that's what like when I used to conversate with people. Like they be like, dang, this guy. Because I'm be honest, like majority of my customers, we used to work predominantly white areas. You know what I'm saying? The rich people. We couldn't like go in the neighborhoods, like in the hood, try to sell. You probably something happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to them, they be like, man, this dude is intelligent. And I'm thinking like, you just don't understand like what I've been through, what I had to go through to get to this level. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So.
No, that's crazy, bro. Listen, educate yourself, man. You see, my guy did it, and he's having so much success, man. So.
Right.
Like you said, would you say if you want to hide something from a dummy, put it in the book?
Yeah.
So yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I've been starting trying to read more as myself because I used to hate reading, but I'm forcing myself to try to,
Facts.
read for sure.
Knowledge is power, bro.
Definitely. So I got a question from somebody that requested a question, which is like my brother, shout out to Kenneth. Yeah, I mean, which is also in marketing, dedicated marketing for anybody that want to holler at him. He asked me, doing being a salesman, like he know that it's some tough times. So what do you do to stay motivated?
That's a
in
great
them tough
question.
times, yeah.
Yeah. Well, number one, what I learned is that what you see ain't real, and what you don't see is real. You know what I mean? So like whatever you're going through, you just gotta put something in front of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're going through something and you got a dream that's bigger than what you're going through something, you're gonna accomplish it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you like affected by this small little problem, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna never overcome that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the best thing for me to do, I used to meditate a lot. You know what I mean? I used
Yeah.
to read. I used to do all type of stuff. I like sometimes if I have a slow day, I just go wash my day off, number one, and then I read. But I wouldn't have like people used to knock on my door. I used to stay to myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm working on myself. I got to get my thoughts together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I practice. Like when I had a slow day, it's sort of like some of the greats. I'll show you somebody that's successful right now. They went through failure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like one of my favorite quotes by Thomas Edison. He said, "I failed over and over and over till I succeeded." You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's
powerful.
crazy because
definitely powerful.
like in another one of his quotes, he said, "If you think you can, you right. If you think you can't, you still right. Because them your thoughts." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's like whatever you're going through, like I said earlier, is that whatever you're going through, somebody is going through something worse. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you can make a difference, then everything happened for a reason. You know what I mean?
for
So I
sure.
feel like that, like you can make the better out of your situation because every time it's a problem involved, it's always a solution to it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It ain't what happened, it's how you handle it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I did. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I like in the door-to-door industry, I had way more great days than bad days. Cause I never looked at the bad days.
Okay.
I looked at the bad days like I appreciate this. Because now I know what I have to do to grow. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't just kick myself in the foot, then try to run a relay race. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never make it. You see what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I played basketball as well, so when the shooter is missing, like the coach and them always be like, shoot, shoot. So just shoot the ball, dog. It's gonna go in eventually.
Me too. I'll be honest with you. That's exactly what I was trying to get to when I was like talking about sports. I got threw off because I was talking about like how like LeBron and them when they first lost to Miami Heat and they had to watch them tapes. You know what I'm saying? They had to watch the replays and they had to go over the tapes. That's what any great player do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I'll show you this somebody that's great. They went through failure, but what happened was that they had to make it different. They had to adjust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they could do the same thing like that, and that's another saying. They said if you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, that's a sign of insanity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you got to
sure.
do something different. You know what I'm saying? To have a great outcome.
No, for sure, definitely, man. Listen, man, we appreciate like you giving out game and you giving out knowledge, and we appreciate that, man. I hope y'all writing this stuff down and all that. But listen, let's get back to the comedy side of things, man.
Right.
Being a comedian, who are your top 5 comedians that you look up to? Look up to. We're not saying the top 5 comedians because that's a whole other story.
Right.
But people that inspired you and that you looked up to.
Right. It's crazy. It's okay. Number 1 right now is like Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But like I'm
Philly.
Yeah, like,
I'm from Philly.
Yeah. So it's like Kevin Hart, Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Dave Chappelle. It's so many. Jamie Foxx. And I gotta go with Eddie Murphy.
Yo, you just named a whole bunch of super talented people.
Yeah.
And like,
but it's like so many though. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith,
sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Red Fox, Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't forget, you know what I mean? But like I'm saying like right now I'm looking at like I just grew up watching them. You know what I'm saying? But it was like the difference between like my comedy and theirs is that I took the meat and spit out the bones. You know what I'm saying? Because like I wanted to be like a different type of comedian. You see what I'm saying? And I'm still like, I'm still like adjusting. Cause like I even love Rodney Dangerfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I just like how they create stories, but they dirty with it. Some of them, you know what I mean? And like mine was like super clean. Like, cause I remember watching like In Living Color. You know what I'm saying? Wayne, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the
shout out to the Waynes too.
I love them. That's what I'm saying.
They put
like
Jim Carrey on.
Yeah, Marlon Wayans, Sean Wayans, Keenan Ivory, the whole family movement. Yeah, I did stand up comedy with. Shout out to Damon Wayans Jr. We used to do comedy when I first moved out here. We used to go to Marty's. It's a comedy club. And and he was just like giving me game. You know what I'm saying? He like, cause he picking up where his family left off. You know what I'm saying? Damon Wayans Jr. You know what I'm saying? His whole family funny. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like in their genes.
And they work.
Exactly. Work ethic is impeccable. So it's just so many. You know what I mean? But
they create their own, just like you're creating your own right now as well.
Right. Of course.
For sure. So let's get into this viral moment that you had that people will want to know like how did that happen? Then me and you talked before, and it was like, I'm like, damn, I didn't know all that happened. So we're gonna get into that. So first, we're gonna start off with, you say you got kidnapped.
It's crazy. All right, so that's why I say like, no matter what you're going through, it's always that yellow brick road. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you just overcome your obstacles, you see what I'm saying? Because like this is exactly how it went. Okay, so like it was like, it was around like either October or November of 2009. I was like, cause I got into, like I said, when I first got into the sales, like traveling, it was like 2004, 2005. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like the top salesperson. I was like unstoppable from like 2004 to like 2009.
Oh, you had a good run.
Yeah, so this one particular day, this guy beat me. I remember like yesterday. Shout out to Chris Amons. That's his name, right?
Man, you know the name.
Yeah,
you heard about that.
Like he beat me. So what happened was that he came in talking crazy to me because like I was like the Michael Jordan of sales, like in my industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was untouchable. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this one day he beat me. So he came in bragging like, how many sales? Because they like one thing in sales is like it's always competitive. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be at the top. You know what I'm saying? It's lonely at the top. But I was beating so many people like this one day, and what's crazy is that they never used to ask me how many sales I had. They used to always like look at the board or you know what I'm saying, or the charts. You know what I'm saying? But this one day he came in like, how many sales you? I said, oh, you must have had a good day.
Right.
I was like, I only had like 38, and he had like 45 sales, right? Yeah. And he probably had more than that because he split some sales with another guy. So I was like, you have 40. It was hard for me to believe because I was like, and I'm telling you, when I get beat, it does something to me, like mentally. You feel me? Because I was super heated. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was So that day he had beat me with a bet card because he was feeling foxy in the meeting, talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we got paid off bets, bonuses, and commission. So what's crazy is that he had beat me that day, right? Yeah. So I made a bet in the meeting because like he beat me for like $100. I was like, double the bet. I said I double the bet that not only is I'm gonna beat you in the neighborhood that you work, but I'm gonna double your sales. Like here it is. Like my high day was like 20 something, or no, it was like 30. It was like 30 something. You know what I mean? Right. And what's crazy is that my confidence was so high. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I was gonna double his sales because like it did something to me mentally. You feel me? So I get dropped off in an Indian reservation. You feel me?
Yeah.
The same area he worked. So the first door I knock on, matter of fact, I didn't even knock on the door, dude. I don't know if you ever, and it's crazy because it was out here in California, but it was like in Temecula, like where I forgot the name of the Indian. It's like Pachinga or something like that out here in Temecula. So anyway, to make a long story short, the guy had a gate, and I was like whistling, just like whistling, you know what I'm saying, just to get their attention, because he was outside washing his car. So he didn't hear me. So when I opened up his gate, I was like, "Hello, happy something." I said something like my introduction, like "Happy Monday, happy whatever day it was." Like, you know what I mean? And then he was like, "Get the F off my property before I blow your head off." He said it just like that. I was like, "Oh, sorry." I was like, "Sorry to bother you. God bless you." Because like whatever they negative like that, I just walked off. I was thinking like if Jesus came down with a tuxedo selling a bottle cleaner, he wouldn't have bought from him. You know, so that's how I'm thinking. Come to find out, he came out his gate following me, right, with a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like he went in his house, got a gun and everything. So I see him following me. So what I did is that I called my manager. I was like, "Hey, look, you got to come get me this guy. He followed me with a shotgun." He was like, "What?" He was like, "Look, I'm in the middle of," because like how I was, like my work ethic is that I'd get dropped off first and I'd be the last one to get picked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was the first one to get out. So at the time, he still had a whole van of my colleagues, like he had to drop them off to go to work. Yeah. So when I called him to come pick me up, he was like, "Man, I'm in the middle of dropping the rest of the sales team off." He was like, "Give me like 15. I was like, "Bro, he following me right now. You got to come get me." And he laughing in the background. They thought like that I was like the boy cried wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to like pull it, like, because that's one thing that salespeople do. They like I done seen people call the police on themselves when they having a bad day. They call the police like 911. Like, "Oh yeah, we got a suspicious black guy," and they start naming what they got on. Like, "Yeah, he got on such and such, such and such. He don't got a license." So they thought it was like one of those moves. But come to find out, the guy really had a gun. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So what happened was that while I was on the phone, I turned back around. He must have thought I was on the phone with the police, so he started going back to his house. Yeah. And then my manager was like, "Look, as soon as I drop this one person off, I'm coming straight to you, but I'm like 15 minutes away." He's like, "If he keeps following you, just call the police." You know what I mean? So I get off the phone, and I seen like a school like across the street from his house, right? So I started walking in the middle of the street about to go to a school, but I seen like a door that was wide open. So I was like, "Let me go to this door real quick and then try to ask for help." You know what I mean? Yeah. So when the lady come to the door, I was like, "Don't shoot just a chocolate kid." And she was like, "Is you dark chocolate?" or she was like, "Is you dark chocolate or light chocolate?" And I'm thinking like, "You don't see me?" You know what I mean? Come to find out, the lady was blind. She had like a stick and everything. Oh, wow. And I was like, "I'm dark chocolate." She was like, "You African American?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, come on in, baby." She was like, "Do you know where you at? Why aren't you in the wrong neighborhood?" She was like, "I'm surprised my nephews ain't hurt you." She was like, "Because they dad just got murdered by African American like 2 days ago." So come to find out, I'm thinking like I just probably ran into one of her nephews. You know what I'm saying? So I start putting two to two together. So she was like, "What are you selling, by the way?" And I was like, "I'm selling good looks, charm, and personality, but this put the icing on the cake." I start pitching her, you know what I mean? And then she was like, "How many bottles you got in your bag?" And I was like, "I got 4 bottles." She was like, "Can you do me a favor?" She was like, "So if I buy these 4 bottles, can you promise to leave this neighborhood?" I'm like, "Sure." So she bought the 4 bottles, right? Wow. So I called my manager. I was like, "Look, I'm about to wait in this lady house till you come." She just emptied my bag. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's like, "I'm on my way." So he had texted me and said he pulling up. So as soon as I leave her house, bro, they was waiting on me. Like they all got 4-wheelers. They surrounded me and everything with like guns and knives and everything. And then a guy that approached me with the shotgun. Yeah. He rode up on me in a 4-wheeler. He was like, "You thought I was playing? Didn't I tell you to get out of my neighborhood?" He was like, "My brother about to pull up in a brown native pride." He was like, "If you don't get in, I'm gonna blow your head off. I swear." So look, I'm still looking for my manager. You feel me? So I'm looking around like I'm nervous, and I'm talking about I don't know what to do. So I seen a brown truck. I was crying in tears and everything. So the brown truck pulled up. I promise you, I was like inches from getting in the truck. He rode. He was like, "Get in right now." And I was walking like I was getting in the. I swear to God, say the truck is like we're like right like we're like. I was like that close to getting in, and like an unmarked police car just happened to drive up, bro. And they just scattered, because like I was in their neighborhood, like in their territory. Right. So they like start going through ditches and like little cuts and stuff, like getting away from the police. It was only like one squad car, so he pulled up on me and stuff, and I was in tears. Now I'm like, "Oh my God, you just don't know." He was like, "What happened?" He starts playing, and I was like, I told him like, "I'm glad someone called you." He was like, "You know what's crazy? No one didn't even call me." He was like, I happen to monitor this area because there's been like a lot of crime and kidnapping and murders in this area. He was like, why is you at the wrong place at the wrong time? And then so he had me in the back of the car for like 2-3 hours because he called backup and they looking for him. They got helicopters and everything because I explained what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then as soon as I explained what happened, I remember their name like it was yesterday. He was like, oh, that's the Delgado something. I forgot their last name. He was like, that's the Delgado brothers or something like that. Like they was like a gang or something. Yeah, like they known for like doing like bad like crime. You know what I mean? So he was like, you was saved by the bell. He was like, I just happened to work the area and I seen you like, and I came to the rescue. So anyway, I had to do like a police report and it took them like 3 to 4 hours to find him. It was like 4 guys. So they had me like in a standing lineup, you know what I'm saying, where I had to point him out. And I only remember the brother that pulled a shotgun on him and I remember the other guy that was in the truck, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, to make a long story short, after I did that, my manager was waiting on me when I got out the police department, right? So I get to the van, I'm tripping now, I'm cussing them out and everything. I'm like mad. I'm like, man, I can't believe y'all have me out here. I'm about to die with selling the bottle of Cleater. Y'all got me twisted. I was like, man, I quit. I ain't never doing this again. Y'all got to pay my way home and everything. So I end up going back to Detroit, right? Now this is like, this was like November. It was like October, November. Yeah. So like 2 months later, now it's 2010. They send me a subpoena in the mail, like from Detroit. Now I got to fly all the way back to California to testify against them. You see what I'm saying? Which I was nervous because I'm like, I really don't want to do this, but I ain't had no choice because it was a subpoena. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, they picked me up from the airport. They had like tenant like Suburbans and stuff, but they had like Secret Service people like monitoring me. You know what I'm saying? They put me like in a hotel. It was like I was in a witness protection. It was like I was like a Tekashi 6ix9ine back in. Wanted them. So what's crazy is that like I'm going to court, right? On my way to court, I go through the metal detector and everything. So I go upstairs, but I had to use a restroom. You know what I mean? So I go in the bathroom, and there's one big Indian dude. He coming out the bathroom. He's like, hey, you mother. And he went like this. I just took off, like ran out of the bathroom and everything. And I told, because they had like 2 like bodyguards that was like watching me, but they didn't go in the restroom with me. Right. So I ran out, and I tried to tell him, like, this guy just, but I guess he must have already slid through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Because they started looking for him. So I seen that I didn't know where he was at. So I ran back downstairs, went through the metal detector and left. I ran out of the courtyard and stuff, and I went and hid like in a gas station. So I started calling my mom and everything, like, you got to get me back home. This guy just threatened me. This is crazy. This is a setup. You know what I'm saying? She tripping like, calm down. She's like, I'm going to see if I can get you home. She was like, look up a ticket real quick. So I ended up looking up for a flight. At the time, it was like $300-400, you know what I'm saying? Which she was like, she couldn't afford it. She was like, try to call your sales company and see if they can get you back home. Explain to them what happened. So here it is. I explained to them what happened, right? Yeah. So they set me up. They sold me on me. They came to pick me up. They was like, we got you. We're going to get you back home. But now, remember, I told you I was like the top salesperson for like 5 to 6 years. So what happened was that they was like, they looked up the flight. It was like 400 and some bucks. They was like, this is what we can do. You can go to work today. We're going to put you in a safe neighborhood like with like millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like, all you got to do is work today, and we can use your commission off your sales, and we can get you a flight back home. So anyway, they dropped me off in Tarzana, California. Like, it's in the valley, not too close from here, right? So the first door I knocked on, it was like a white guy, you know what I'm saying? And I seen like, I'm pitching them, because like here it is, now I'm back in sales mode, because my whole goal is like, I got to make this money to get back home. That was my whole goal, you see what I'm saying? But this day changed my life. It's crazy, because like the first door I knocked on, I remember like yesterday, I'm pitching them, and like I see like, he got pictures with like Magic Johnson. He got pictures with like the whole Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Magic Johnson, like old Lakers though. You see what I'm saying? He had pictures with like Shaq and Kobe and all. And I was like, what type of work you do for a living? And he was like, I'm the Lakers doctor. He was like, when the Lakers get like injured, you know what I'm saying? He a doctor. So like he ended up buying 2 bottles from me, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you pretty funny. You should do stand-up comedy. I was like, that's my goal. And then he was like, you know Jamie Foxx there across the street, right? I'm like, what? So like, as soon as he pointed at his house, I was on my way to go over there, but I noticed like he had a gate. So I was like, I'm about to go to the next door. So I'll go to the next door. I'm on my way to go to the next door. I see like it was like a 2-tone Maybach. Like, you know, the Maybach, it was pulling in the gate. So I'm like, this got to be him. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, as I'm across the street now, I'm watching the you know what I'm saying, him going in the gate. So now I'm running back across the street with my bag heavy, because I got my book bag and everything. Yeah. So as I'm running back across the street to try to go to the gate closed on me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So he had, on the gate, he had like a camera, and he had like the buzzer, you know, like the speaker, the intercom. Yeah. So I pressed the button, and he answered. He was like, how can I help you? I was like, COD. He was like, all right, 1 second. So he pulled in, right, and come back out on the golf cart. And I'm like, oh, this is really Jamie Foxx. You see what I'm saying? So like, soon as he see me, he knew that I was a salesman. Though he seen the shirt and tie, and he saw like the book bag and the spray bottle and stuff. He's like, wait, you soliciting? He was like, no soliciting over this private property. I thought you said COD. I was like, yeah, come on down. And then he started laughing. He was like, not only is you funny looking. So we started cracking jokes on each other for like, it was so crazy. Like the first like 90 seconds, we threw it like 3 jokes at each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I remember like, I was like, what I say? I was like, man, your lips so big, you can whisper in your own ear. I said some funny stuff like that. And then he was like, you know what, man, I like you. You pretty funny. He opened up his gate and he had me get on the back of his golf cart. Then he just gave me a tour like of his house. He introduced me to his like I think it was like his stepdad that adopted. He told me like his whole life story. Like he was from like a small town in Texas. And how he got adopted, you know what I'm saying? And like how he said he used to be like a shoe salesman, you know what I mean? He's like, man, I like your ambition. You remind me of you just with your personality. He was like, I used to do the same thing. Then he just told me this one story like crazy, how like he said that he was doing like shoe sales, and he said this guy didn't buy from him, right? And he said the same guy that didn't buy from him turned around and gave him an audition to do In Living Color, and that's how he blew up. Wow. And I just started crying right then and there. I was like, man, you know what? I wasn't even supposed to meet you today. I was like, man, I had just got kidnapped by some Indians. Right. He started cracking up. Like every time I tell a black person this story, they always laugh because it's like weird. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you got kidnapped by some Indians. You was at 7-Eleven. He was like trying to make jokes. I was laughing, right? So then like right after that, right? He was like, now this is like 2010, right? Like it was like the beginning, like 2010. It was like January, February. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is that he was like, all right, now he was like, I'm on my way to do the Slave movie. That's when he was doing the Django. You know what I'm saying? He was like on his way. He was like actually coming like on a break. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't even supposed to meet him. For sure. It's just like, that's how, you know, the universe works. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't even supposed to meet him. So anyway, to make a long story short, like soon as he left, the next door I knock on, that's when a video happened. Okay. And people, when they see the video, they be like, man, did y'all practice the video? Did you go to the door and it was a setup? I'm like, no. As soon as I knocked on the door, like, she come to the door with a camcorder. I was like, I'm gonna be quick like this. And that's how that happened. That's how the whole video happened. They don't even understand that what happened before that video. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So what's crazy is that, like, my video went crazy 2010, right? I remember like yesterday because I didn't even know I had a viral video, right? What's crazy is that the sales company I work for, they kept telling me they was getting all these emails and everything. It was like Ellen reached out, you know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry, all these people reached out. Because, you know, like when you get a viral video, this was back in 2010, like when Soulja Boy went crazy from YouTube, Justin Bieber, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, if I would have knew what I know now, I'd probably be a billionaire, you see what I'm saying? But what's crazy is that, like, I didn't even know I had a viral video till like 2016, 2017, because the lady that filmed me, number one, she copyrighted the video. You see what I'm saying? Number two, she has sent me like a message on Facebook. She basically told me that Ridiculousness had reached out to her and they wanted to use my video, well, her video, which was ours, because I'm in a video, you know what I'm saying, to get on the show. You see what I'm saying? Right. But what's crazy is that she also said that she didn't know what happened to me because she said that people were saying that I was dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear it was like an article like saying that I was dead. So she said that she was getting all of these calls and stuff like, what happened to the guy, you know what I'm saying, the funny sales guy, you know what I mean? So anyway, what's crazy is that like 2016, 2017, when I found out the video was bigger than what Oprah used to be, because like it had like 2017, I promise you, it had like 90 million views like on YouTube, like really like YouTube, Facebook, like all of these like social media platforms. It just had like, but she ended up taking the video down, right? And what was even crazy, right, is that I had moved out here to LA and I ran into like, we used to have like skip parties, like where we go to like houses and we would brainstorm for like 2-3 hours. We like in a house where they got like influencers, you know what I'm saying? We would brainstorm for like a couple of hours, and then after that we would like film content for the rest of, like, we'd go there like 9-10 o'clock in the morning. We would like brainstorm and just write ideas out from like 9 to like 1, and then from like 2 o'clock to like 8 or 9 o'clock at night we film, you know what I'm saying, trying to make another viral video. What people didn't know is that I didn't even try to make a viral video. That just happened. You see what I'm saying? Like, now I'm like, oh, I got to make another video because people like, dang, this guy went viral 2010. What is he up to now? It's like, so I'm like, I'm going to skip parties trying to develop another viral video. You feel me? So somehow I run into like Jamie Foxx's nephew. You know what I'm saying? And like my friend was like, hey, tell me that. He was like, tell me that story again. How you saw Jamie Foxx? This is nephew. And then he ended up FaceTiming Jamie Foxx, right? Oh, and then he was like, I was like, man, I just, like, I got on the phone with him, FaceTime and everything. He was like, I was like, I want to thank you for helping me go viral. That changed my life and everything. You know what I
Right.
mean? He was like, let me tell you something. He was like, you know what's crazy? He was like, I've been seeing your video all everywhere. He was like, and I was thinking like, not only didn't call my neighbor, but she was racist. He was like, you know, she
Wow.
called and said, hey, Jamie, I just want to give you a heads up. It's this guy that look like he trying to break in your house. He was like, no, he not.
Wow.
It's this aspiring comedian. I just bought the cleaner product from him. He's like, so probably she opened up the door and recorded you because she
Because
thought
she
you was
knew-
doing something bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. She filmed me because he called her, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's how that even planned out.
Wow, that's crazy. But you, like you said, you was able to meet Jamie Foxx. You got the sales, and then you went viral. Regardless of, you found out later on.
Right.
But I don't know if you're able to talk about this, but I know, man, you talked about this about like since you gave her that right, like she was able to like copyright it and stuff like that. Just for other people to know, like, you know what I'm saying, like. Don't give away y'all rights to y'all.
I know I didn't give it to her.
I mean, you didn't give it to her, but
she in the video, like that's what I'm saying. She was like, "Can I put this on YouTube?" I was like, "Sure," because I didn't know about
viral.
I didn't know that viral and like I didn't know what YouTube was back in the day. You see what I'm saying? I was like, that was really my job. I was really going door to door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe she just captured a moment. It's funny, like you know what I'm saying. I just thought it was like a regular video she was posting.
Exactly.
I didn't know she was about to post it and you can make money and it can make me viral. And I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that this was gonna plan out like this. You see what I'm saying?
You definitely said it changed your life. So when you found out that it went viral, like what happened after that? Like from like then to now, like what's going on? Like what you got going on,
a whole bunch
bro?
of stuff. Like
you
you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm in LA right now. I came out here I'm filming a movie.
Okay.
Like, it's crazy. It's like an all-star cast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's old school comedians with new comedians.
Oh, wow.
I really don't want to give out too many
you
names.
don't
You see what I'm saying?
you
Because
don't got
like
to.
it's gonna be crazy. You know what I mean? And then I also like I just did a docu-series. Shout out to, you heard of Bobby Womack, his grandson. He like an old blues.
Yeah. I know about him.
Yeah, but his grandson did a docu-series with me, and then like I said, I'm working on my TV show. You know what I mean? Door to Door Chronicles. It got like 10 episodes. I already done wrote them. It took me like 5 years to come up with everything. I'm trying to get the format and everything together, but I already done wrote it and everything.
Okay.
Also, I just launched my merch. You know what I'm saying? I got my sales training course online. So
I was just about to ask you, do you have a sales training course?
I just launched a sales training course. Like, cause when I did the Brad Lee interview, like in the end of last year, like December 2019.
I think that's the one I watched.
Yeah, he was basically like, man, you a brand now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then what's crazy is that coming into 2020, like it just was devastating. Not only with the Kobe, like this started off with the Kobe, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Rest in peace, Kobe, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But not only that, I was supposed to speak on stage at the Tony Robbins event, you know what I mean?
Wow.
The UPW, you know what I'm saying? I was supposed to speak on stage there, and then also I was supposed to go to Singapore. It's this, you heard of UFC, right?
Yeah.
It's another UFC. It's called One Championship. They got a Be Like Kenny award. They was gonna fly me to Singapore to go on stage and give out my Be Like Kenny award to like UFC fighters. You know what I'm saying? And it's dedicated from like hard work, determination, just hard work. Cause they say when they look at the video, it's like inspiring, keep you working hard. You know what I'm saying? Cause they like, if this guy can hold this personality for 7 minutes and he going through all type of stuff going door to door, what makes you think you can't have hard work and dedication and personality, you know what I'm saying, perseverance, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So they had a Be Like Kenny award that was dedicated to my sales video, you see what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's been like a whole bunch of stuff going on, you know what I mean?
A whirlwind.
So,
listen, I'm excited for you, bro. And,
right.
And just thank you, man. I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm definitely looking forward to the movie.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to more.
Shout out to my boy Jahan Jones, you know what I'm saying? Because this movie, it's a black movie, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole, the whole black movement. So yeah,
for sure.
doing his thing.
He actually do some work with some people I know as well. So definitely shout out to him, man. Continue doing your thing.
He got an
bro.
all-star cast, and it was a blessing just for me to be a part of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Definitely, man. So listen. I don't want to take too much of your time up, bro. You got what I'm saying? So listen, tell everybody what's your social medias, man. How can they even contact you?
Right. My social media, Instagram is Funny Salesman. I got TikTok. I'm like booming on TikTok right now. It's Funny Salesman 1. I got my YouTube channel is The Brooks Show 1. My email is kbcomedian@gmail.com. Also, like my website is thekennybrooks.com. You can get, if you want to book me or you want some merch, you know what I'm saying, you want to buy my sales training course, like everything is on there. So
all right.
it's thekennybrooks.com.
Listen, y'all heard what he said, man. Definitely, man. We want to say thank you, bro.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you, man. You
Yes,
give out
sir.
a lot of gems. You give out a lot of jewels, man.
Yeah.
Oh, before you go, right?
Mhm.
I gotta ask you, bro. You gotta picture something. Like we gotta just see a live type of something that you would do, like right now on camera. Like how would you sell me your product or something? Like I need a pitch real quick if you could do it.
Right. I mean, basically, it's just personality. Like, I could just give you like an introduction.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I mean?
There we go.
All right. Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Shake
how
your
you
hand, meet a friend. They said you was harder to catch than my ex-wife boyfriend. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of the neighbors, they've been loving me like fat kids love cake. Nah, I'm gonna be quick like Nestle and beat it like Michael Jackson. Did you get your CDs?
Yeah.
You see these stains right here? That's darker than me living for free. They call me Wild Earth looking for dirt, Jesse James looking for stains. Man, I'm impressed. I think I should buy me a bottle. What you think?
You know, I think I'm gonna buy me a bottle,
You
man.
talk me into it.
There we go, man.
Yeah.
Y'all heard, there you go, man. My guy, Kenny Brooks, man. Make sure you follow him on all his social medias. Follow his website. Follow him on YouTube. Like I said, follow all his social medias, man. Like I said, once again, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all keep in touch with him because the film is coming out. He said, you know, they're doing the
Yes,
film
sir.
right now. So,
Yep.
man, we just want to say thank you. So, shout outs to everybody that be watching this show, man. Make sure y'all follow him, watch them books that he did, that he said, because y'all definitely need to read them, Jones, because some of them
Yes,
Jones
sir.
are definitely
Yes,
they're
sir.
powerful.
Facts.
Shout out to the producer once again, Venus and Diet, the beautiful Venus and Diet. And until next time, Odie Boy, out.
We out. Hey, how's it going? It's Kenny Brooks, known as the funny salesman, door-to-door comedian, and I'm here in LA kicking it with Ty.
Yeah, okay. Hey, shit. Look, I said Monday had to work, Tuesday I was tired, Wednesday no I'm off, now I'm kicking.
Oh, we came on everything.